What is shaking? Hope everybody's having a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I may be doing like a little like boxing out here because the reason I'm a little bit late is inside this box right here. And if I could adjust my camera, which I'll screw it up, but so I'm not going to, is like a little mouse or rat about this big, yay big. So the back of the rat is like kind of matted and wet. That's where my cats were screwing with it. Both cats were out there playing with it. And this thing had to be like, oh my God, these things are giants. What are we doing here? And I was like, no, I'm not going to have the kitties are like all about it. They're like, oh yeah. So I put a little bedding in it and just set it down in there until I can figure out what to do. But while I'm doing the show, I have it out here in hopes that maybe, some parental units will come by and grab this thing, but not with the cats out. Ain't happening. Cats are on the prowl right now. Cats are like, what is going on? Now, if it's the adult rats and the cats want to have at it, better matchup for them. This one just seems like, you're pistol whipping a preschooler. Like, I'm not about that. I can't witness that. We need a little bit more of a fair fight. And for those of you that know me anyway, know that unless the animal's bothering me, I'm not gonna bother the animal. I'm cool with animals. They're good. As long as you're not bothering me or destroying. And I know what some of you, I'll jump ahead of some of you right now. That hey, if you let that thing get bigger, then it is gonna start destroying. That's what the cats are for. Generally speaking, the cats have done a great job because we did have a rat problem a number of years ago. Cats, no more. No more problems. The cats are like, nah, not on our watch. We'll get in there. I'll let them in the garage once or twice a day. They can go chill in there and kind of sniff around and see what's going on. No rats. Outside, no rats. So I don't know what happened to this little fella. This little one got dropped off, or mom lost it somehow, and Pippi's over there like just sniffing around. She's got the total predator stock going right now. I'm surprised she doesn't smell this thing, but she's like, yeah. I think she keeps looking up. What do you see, Pip? You see that thing? Let me give it a rest for a little bit. I know. Instincts are a bitch, aren't they? She's like, can't turn it off, won't turn it off. This is what I do. And she's got the strut going on. You know how, like, when you see the nature shows and the lion's got the strut going on and the shoulder blades kind of pop out the back, head kind of lowers a little bit. And then there's Lou. And Lou has no such strut, no predator strut. Lou's just all about like party time. Like it's just, hey, what are we doing? I'll be as loud as I can, not stealthy, not sneaking up on anybody, not trying to surprise everybody. I'm just about the party. What are we doing? Where's the party? Let's go. And if there happen to be animals there that want to join in the party, cool. If she scares some away, whatever. She's not about sneaking up on anybody. So I'll be keeping an eye on this little guy and then trying to figure out what to do with it once we move on. I don't know if I'm going to be about the dropper in the milk, but who knows? You know, Lou's giving it a sniff right now, thinking, "What's up there? What do we got going on up there? None of your business." So anyway, before we get going today, we'll definitely take some comments today. If you guys want to chat about the Giants toast, Niners off to a great start. Kaminga, I guess the price has been raised, and they still haven't decided what they want to do. And we'll get into why. College football, just kind of my take on the early college football. What's up, Lou? But let's start with the trip, and then. So we go to New Orleans, and we've been doing this now for like, literally. Do you mind, or do you even care? All right, carry on. So we've been going to not New Orleans, but we've been going on football trips now for 4 years. And wherever the Niners play, early in the season, we like to go in September because there's baseball, there's college football, and the weather is good. So we've been to Chicago was the first trip. If you remember when they played the Bears and the Cubs, Giants were there for the Cubs, and we actually got to see them play in Milwaukee as well. So we knocked off 2 ballparks. So it was Giants, Cubs, and Niners, Bears, which was super cool. Then it was back east, Niners, Pittsburgh, and then we did a Jets game and a Eagles game, and then after that it was Niners, Minnesota. So we're 2-2, 2-2 on the trips as they take down the New Orleans Saints. So we get into New Orleans Wednesday. Wednesday was kind of a relaxed day, just kind of chill, go to the house, hang out, have some beers, watch some TV. Thursday was the World War II museum. And I think I told you yesterday, if you get to New Orleans and you have a chance, go to the World War II museum. Awesome stuff. Awesome. 3.5 hours. And it's like a movie that's 3.5 hours. It felt like an hour and a half. You're not looking at your watch going, man, another exhibit, oh my gosh. Like it had everything. And then they had little movie accompaniments that explained a lot of the stuff that was going on. It was one of the sets, the Pacific set, the portion of the war where we were fighting Japan was set up almost like a, Raiders of the Lost Ark or Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. It had all the foliage and everything, and it kind of felt humid in there. They probably just let the air in from outside. And the way they had it set up, you kind of felt like, I won't say you felt like you were there. There weren't bullets whizzing over your head, but it gave that like, okay, this is kind of what it was like. And then they had movies on the wall. Did the same thing for the Battle of the Bulge, where it was snowy in the Ardennes, and it was a little cooler in there. And they had like 3 big video screens on the wall that kind of showed some old footage of that and explain the Battle of the Bulge, why it was important. For those that don't know, that was Germany's last offensive during World War II. Hitler said, fucking, let's roll the dice. Let's go. See what we got going on. Nope. See ya. And then after that, it was back to Germany and let's protect our turf as long as we can. Didn't last that long. And then that was the end. And that was the end of Hitler. But that was the best, and that was the last offensive, the last German offensive of World War II, and the bloodiest single battle in World War II. I think the Americans may have lost, upwards of like 9,000 dead and up to 70 to 85, 90,000 like injured or captured, lost. And you get lost up there. It's thick. I was up there. It's thick forest up there. I don't know who decided to fight up there, but apparently Hitler decided to fight up there because there was going to be cloud cover and it was thick and it was dense. And again, it was roll the dice time at that point. This dude was just all about the hubris. Like, we can't be beat. We're the master race. We're going to get this done. What happened? We're getting our asses kicked. Oh, shit. Oh, God. What? Oh, no. All right, let's go ahead and try this. Didn't work. Actually, his biggest mistake was double crossing Russia, because they actually had an accord. They had a pact, Russia and Germany, and then Hitler just couldn't stand communism. So, of course, Hitler being Hitler decided to flip on him and attack him, and that was the turning point. You can't fight all these fronts. What are you doing? East, west, north. You got this, you got that, you got, and then Russia started kicking your ass, and then it was all over at that point. So, but it was really, really cool. So I would highly recommend going to the World War II. I think they said it's like the largest one in America. I was like, it seemed weird, right? In New Orleans? Like, why would they have the largest World War II museum in New Orleans? And then some of the stuff they did build in New Orleans. I think they built the boats, like the boats that some of the soldiers took onto the shore of Normandy, that were just, boy, brutal, filled with bullets and blood and vomit, and you're just trying to get to shore. And then you get to shore, they open up the gate, and any of the seen Saving Private Ryan, like that was it. Like if you could get to the shore, you're kind of lucky, and then if you can make it to like a point where you could actually start fighting, kind of lucky, because some dudes were just getting blown to bits before they ever got to shore. As soon as they opened the gate, see ya, it just, oh my gosh. I remember thinking when I was in the movie theater watching Saving Private Ryan, this is like, because those of you that saw it, you remember, you had the surround sound and there's bullets just whizzing. Sounds like it's whizzing over your head, left, right, and just chaos, absolute chaos. And then they made it through, and obviously we know the rest. So that was Thursday, and then Friday we went to this swamp boat tour. Got to see some gators. Probably saw about 15 gators. Go Gators. Biggest one, largest one was about 8 feet. 8 feet, came up to the boat, and they fed the gators marshmallows, which I thought was interesting. And our guide said that the alligators don't process sugar the way other animals do, so they're not going to get fat. They're going to be diabetic. They can eat as many marshmallows as they want to, and they love them, man. You throw food in the water, like your lagoons around here, right? And ducks come and just flock, and like you throw some like corn flakes or seeds or whatever to the ducks, and the ducks are all about it, man. Ducks are like whoosh. That's what gators are, man. You throw the water, or you throw the I keep saying watermelon. You throw marshmallows into the water, those gators are coming. Like they are whoosh, you're coming. So we saw quite a few gators. That boat was loud as hell. Loud as hell. It was like yikes. What's that say? No, Mark J. Spears said I need to stop by. Oh yeah, you got to come by. I was gonna call Mark. To find out the good eats, but it's New Orleans. You kind of forget about things in New Orleans. But yes, Mr. Spears, you are cordially invited to come on by and talk some hoops. Since you live about a half a mile away, it's ridiculous that you haven't been here. I'll come meet you down there. I'll come meet you down there. We'll walk back together. Maybe it'd be romantic. We'll walk back here together and hang out. So yes, that'd be awesome. Mark wanted to come on over and hang out a little bit in the backyard. So we did that on Friday, and then Friday went to Bourbon Street. Didn't stay long. I heard Friday night was kind of wild, but I've been to Bourbon Street before. You walk up, you walk down. There's a pizza place. It's a bar. It's hurricanes. It's skin. Then more skin. Then more hurricanes. Then more slices of pizza. And then some novelty shops thrown in there. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's it. From front to back, back to front, that's about what you get on Bourbon Street. Those 4 things. And then a bunch of people, some dudes playing some hubcaps or some buckets. Yeah, I'm not disparaging them. You got to earn a living somehow, but doesn't everybody play buckets now? I see dudes playing buckets all over the place. It's like not something I'm like, whoa, look at that. It's a bucket. They got sticks and they're playing. Like, bro, I could see that in Alameda probably. That's not so, that didn't sway me. Like, I'm not just going to give you a $5. You got to do something that, like, hey, okay, that's impressive. I'll give you, yeah, there you go. So we did that Friday night. Saturday was LSU. Watched college football in the morning, and then LSU, Florida at night. And DJ Lagway stinks. LSU's impressive. The stadium. Defense was impressive. Offense not good. Nussmeier not doing much for his Heisman candidacy in that game. And then Brian Kelly erupted post game when somebody asked him about the lack of a running game. And he said, "Do you see the last play? Just see that last run, 62?" Like, shut up. What do you mean? Why don't you go home to your family and tell them? Nobody wants to hear that. It was like a 3rd and 1 at the end of the game. LSU had already won. Florida could stop them and get the ball back, try to make it look cosmetically better. So everyone was at the line of scrimmage, busted through and had a 60-yard run, and that was it. That was it. Let me see. I'm going to tell you right now what they ran for, because I can't believe, and it was like a legitimate question. Like, you're struggling on 3rd down. The offense hasn't been clicking, because the offense was supposed to be the thing at LSU, right? Nussmeier, Heisman candidate, maybe the best quarterback in the draft this year, best quarterback in college football. And, he's been okay, but not great. So LSU ran for 96 yards. They had 10 first downs. 10. That's not 4 for 14 on 3rd down. So Durham is the running back. Caden Durham was 15 for 93, long of 51. So it was 14 for 42, a robust 3 yards a carry. Not much. So to say, what about that last run though, huh? Yeah. That was pretty special, wasn't it? But no, it wasn't. Not when everybody's like selling out, jam up the line of scrimmage and just see if we can get a stop here. And then if you miss them, you're screwed. Well, they missed them, they were screwed, but they didn't care. Whatever. Game was over at that point. But Florida, you might be able to tell I had Florida, and I got a great number. I had plus 8.5. All I needed was a field goal at the end. They're down 10. You need 2 scores. And then those last 2 lagway throws. This guy was like a 5-star. It tells you what those stars mean coming out of high school. Not much. Those last 2 throws in the end zone, 3 LSU guys to 1 Florida guy, not good because you're the quarterback wearing the Florida colors. Pick. And then the last one he threw, holy smokes. Across his body balloon, picked. The only question was which LSU player was going to pick him off. So, hey, Pippy. No. Oh, God dang it. Hold on a second. All right. So I'll just hold it like this. How about this? Like there's a little animal in here. And like Pippi finally found it. She finally. Don't look at me like that. Like, I know you don't care. I know you do care. I know you're not really happy with me right now. Great part about it is this little critter right here has no idea that I'm helping save its life for now. I mean, it might not. It may. Yeah, I can't twist this enough to give you guys a shot of it. Let me just put it back over there. Hold on a second. All right, we'll see how long that lasts. Pippi's heading back Pippi's heading back the other way, and so that was awesome. Like again, LSU not super impressive, but they get the win, and I think they're number 3. Not that it matters. I love the fact that people argue about AP. Like, oh, how could this guy vote this guy there? How could that guy vote? Oh, what are they doing with this team? They're not number 6. They got to be way higher than that. Or, oh, this team should be way lower. Who cares? Like, who cares about the AP this early in the season? And who cares about the AP anyway? Look, John Wilner votes for the AP, and I think he does a good job. And I love John. And I need to get John on, too. I was supposed to get him on before the college football season, but, things happen. But doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter at all. It's just all about perception, all about marketing. So the ESPN and Fox, networks can say, oh, number 3 versus number 6, number 1 versus number 8, number 9 versus number 10, who cares? It doesn't matter. And so I care less where these teams are ranked. But for context, LSU is like a top five team. I didn't think they looked that good. They didn't look great against Louisiana Tech. A little bit of that game I watched. I thought they were really good against Clemson. Coming to find out, Clemson's not that great as they lose to Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech may be a team that gets to the playoffs. I think they're going to be favored in every game from here on out, except for maybe the ACC championship game if they get it that far. But they're pretty good. I got to give it. Georgia Tech's pretty good. I like them. So, you know, the things that jump out to me, and I'll do this real quick because I know we want to get to Niner stuff, Kuminga stuff, Giant stuff. A&M looked really good, I thought, especially offensively versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame has given up over 800 yards of offense in 2 games. So are they out with 2 losses? I don't know. They're Notre Dame. Always remember this. College football playoffs are a television show, and they're going to try to get the most high-profile teams they can, which was, quite honestly, a shock why they didn't get Bama in last year. I thought for sure they would get Bama in. So I think you can get away with 2 losses. I'm not sure who they play the rest of the year. They probably got their Army-Navy games. The SC game will be one for them. But your 2 high-visibility games, and SC will be a high-visibility game too, you lose. One at home, one on the road. And I think Miami might be pretty good. I think Miami might be pretty good. So we got Miami, Florida this week. I don't know how Florida is only a 7.5-point underdog. That's one of those games you can't figure out, so you don't take it because it's like, why wouldn't I take Miami? Florida just doesn't. Florida's not. I'm not with Florida. So, like, Georgia's really good. I think Tennessee's good. I think UCLA overspent on a quarterback. They should have just kept Aguilar. Deshaun Foster gets fired. Like, here's the rule: if you pay over $1 million for a school to come to your place and they kick your ass, you got to go. You can't pay New Mexico 1.2 and then they roll you. They just came in there and the Lobos steamrolled you. It wasn't even close. I mean, have some pride, UCLA. Have some pride. I mean, you remember the Big Ten, yeah? And you're UCLA. I mean, you should have a little bit of pride. And then New Mexico just thumps you over and over and over again. The final on that thing, like 34-10, 34-30, something like that. So that was embarrassing. USC looks pretty good. Oregon's dominant again. Although next week we're going to find out a lot. Next week we got Oregon, Penn State, Bama, Georgia. That's big time. We're going to find out whether Georgia can get that running game cranked up. Defense wasn't great, but I thought Tennessee's offense looked really, really good. But that was a big-time win. Big-time win by Georgia. Big-time drive by Gunnar Stockton at the end. The touchdown throw was awesome. And then the 2-point conversion they got helped them to a field goal in overtime, score a touchdown, game over. Thanks for coming. So that was pretty. I mean, that was legit. So I mean, like, Georgia's Georgia. Georgia's really good. Vandy might be good this year. Go figure. Vandy might be good this year. They went to South Carolina and whooped that Gamecock ass, and they just destroyed them. It was like 30-7, something like that. It wasn't even close. So I'm not going to say Vandy's going to make it to the playoffs. They still got to go through the gauntlet that is the SEC. And who would have thought? Big game of the week, Indiana, Illinois, just like it always is, right? Just like it always is. It's like Florida State, Miami back in the day, Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn, Ohio State, Michigan, A&M, Texas. Get all those big games. Texas, Oklahoma, which that should be a ball burner too. That should be a really good one. And then Indiana, Illinois. Apparently this one, somebody wrote, this one's meaningful about every 3/4 of a century. So But I'm in. I'm in for a little Illinois, Indiana. I'm in for two teams that aren't normally a part of big time games. Texas Tech, Utah should be another good one this week. Auburn at Oklahoma, not too bad. That one might be a decent one. So there's like 4 games, but the following week is the one where that's a banger. Oregon at Penn State, Alabama at Georgia. We'll find out what's what. So, and we'll get a little more college football too. I know I've said it over and over and over and over and over and over again when I was doing the radio that I know this isn't a college football region. Nobody's that interested in college football, but being that this just isn't a show that's going to reach the Bay Area, I am going to talk a little more college football because I love college football. I'm a huge fan of college football. It's what I spend my Saturdays doing, sitting on the couch watching college football. So we'll get into that a little bit. Look over there, make sure that thing's breathing. Walk. So watch the Giants over the weekend. Got the first one against the Dodgers, and I think was that the one where they were a half game out or a half game in? I'm not sure. I think it was a half game out. And the Mets were just vomiting all over themselves. Mets couldn't do anything. Like every time you turned on the TV, every time you looked at your score app, Mets are losing. Mets lost. Mets are losing. Mets lost. Giants winning. Giants won. Giants winning. Giants won. And they took the first against the Dodgers, and you thought, okay, they got Webb. They got Ray. They got rolled. I mean, just rolled. So 3 games back now. It's going to be awfully tough. What are we looking at? 11? 11 to go. 4 against the Dodgers, who, if my math serves, and I'm not sure it does, are 3-6 against the Dodgers. I think they're 2-10 against the Padres this year. Come on. It's got to be better than that in your division. It can be 2-10 against the Padres. I know the Padres are good, but 2-10? 2-10? So, but they had it rolling. It's just, again, when Webb and Ray get smacked, that's rough. Because you come back with Tang. You come back with who pitched last time? Was it Tristan? So it's hard. And they dug themselves a hole. They got themselves out of it. I mean, give them credit for they battled their asses off. Everybody started hitting at the same time. They kind of caught fire. Who was he? Yeah, Tristan Beck. I don't know why I remember the first name, not the last name, but you get it last night. You get out to a 5-0 lead, and then it was 4-0, then 4-3, then 5-3, and then didn't get another hit. Not one more hit. After Wilmer's home run, is like, yeah, we're done hitting. We're done. And then Ryan Walker, I was kind of high on him, but I don't want that guy closing games. And they thought they had a guy in Duvall, and they didn't have a guy in Duvall. And it just, closers are like kickers. If you get one that you can count on, keep him. Hold on to him. Do not let that person go, because they're hard to find. Because you may find a guy that can close games 1 year and not the next, or a year and a half, and then he's done for a year. And it's just hard to find that type of consistency. That's why having a guy like Mariano Rivera or Trevor Hoffman, and I know I'm picking out maybe the 2 best all time, 2 of the top 5 certainly, and those guys are worth their weight in gold. You don't have to worry about that forever. You got your closer. You go into the game, 9th inning, lead. You're like, we're good. We're good. You don't have to worry about it. And they were not that they blew games very often, but what they did, they had so much equity built up in the bank because they were so good, they didn't affect him. It wasn't like, oh no, I blew a game. Then you come back and you blow another one, and then it starts unraveling. It's like a kicker when you miss a field goal and then maybe miss another one, it starts getting your way. If you're a guy like Vinatieri, you can withstand that because you have that equity in the bank. You've been that good for that long. It's not that big a deal. And of course, you're probably not going to miss 2 in a row because, well, you are that good. So when you get a guy like that, but Duvall just wasn't it. There was just something about Duvall. When a guy has that type of stuff, and his stuff is better than Walker's, there's no doubt. but it was the makeup. It was just the makeup. It was either last year or a couple years ago. Might have been the Angels that scored 5 or 6 against him in the ninth inning when it was a non-save situation, and he was upset because he only wanted to be brought in save situations. Like, bro, shut up. You're not that guy, and you're not a veteran. You haven't earned that right yet. And when the team's paying you money, and they ask you to do something, you say, "Yep, gotcha, gotcha." That's the way it works. It doesn't always work that way, but that's the way it should work. But that was kind of the beginning of the end. It's like, oh. And then the stupid light show. Remember the stupid light show? Apparently, I don't think reports were he didn't really want that, but it was just dumb. Just let's add more crap to the ninth inning, more pressure to the ninth inning. Let's do a light show. Like, can we just play the game? I know, casual fan, got to entertain everybody, and everybody loves the light show. And remember the first light show the Giants had? They almost killed the bullpen catcher. Light went off when the ball was in the air. It's like, oh, you want to talk about a scary feeling? Got a 98 mile an hour scud coming at you, and the lights go out. You just put your glove up and hope you guessed right. But just everything was wrong. You know, he finally had the pitch clock thing worked out, but early on he struggled with that. And then he was good. He was pretty good this year until they asked him to close. And as soon as they asked him to close, things went downhill again. Like, you know, that's a mental thing. Because I know some people would have you believe the ninth inning is like any other inning. That's why you can close with anybody. It's not the way it is. Like that's what analytics misses. The human element. That's the human element. Knowing that the ninth inning, there is no safety net anymore. Eighth inning safety net, seventh inning safety, getting safety net. And guess what? In the sixth inning, the safety net's really big. Really big. And then the seventh inning, safety net still pretty big, but shrinks. Eighth inning, oh, we're getting smaller, but you still have a safety net there. Ninth inning, safety net's gone. So of course it's different. It's always been different. You can't just robot your way through this. Like, these guys aren't robots. They're humans. If they're robots, yes, you can pitch whoever you wanted to and anything you wanted to. It wouldn't be that big a deal. It'd be super easy. And if the game were played by robots, then your analytics make perfect sense. It's like, great. We don't have to worry about going off script here because they're not human, right? But they are. So you can't factor in the human element, and the human element does contain things like nerves, anxiety, stuff like that. So, you know, when he struggled in the ninth inning, I was like, okay, that's just. And I haven't even kept track of him. I know he's scuffling a little bit with the Yankees early on. I'm not sure how he's done with the Yankees since he's been there, to be quite honest. I haven't really followed their bullpen. But I know early on he did have some issues. But so you have Walker. Well, you lost Rogers too when you traded into the Mets. But Walker's like, he's okay. Like seventh inning, eighth inning, maybe. I don't want him closing games. I don't want him closing games. So you almost feel like if you're the Giants, we're back to square one. Like, look what Kenley Jansen's doing for the Angels this year. I mean, I don't even know why the Angels got this guy. You got a great closer, probably maybe a Hall of Fame closer, but you don't have enough games that he can close. When they get him in there, he's been absolute nails, but you know, you don't win enough games. But he's been really good. Like, Giants could use a guy like that. Like, a lot of teams could use a guy like that. Or you could get two guys. The Padres have two guys that can close games. So it's important because nothing resonates like a swift kick in the nads, losing 5-4 in the ninth when you're up 4-2. And that just takes the wind out of a team. And if your closer can handle that and come back and deal with stuff like that, hold on to that dude, because not a lot of teams have that guy. So anyway, as far as the Giants, I'd like to see Eldridge get as many at bats as possible. He didn't hit last night. I don't think he hit last night. I know he didn't start because Rodriguez was pitching. Although maybe he should have. Rodriguez has not really been worth the price of admission for the Diamondbacks. He's not been good, and the Giants beat him up in the first inning. Dropped a 4-bomb on him, and you thought, okay, off to a good start, and then not. No, didn't work out. But so what when you look at what this team needs, I mean, obviously Eldridge would be huge if he was the guy that get you 25 bombs, maybe 30 at first base. Devers going to be fine. Adama's got up to a slow start. You look at his numbers now, fine. Chapman's numbers are exactly where you'd expect Chapman's numbers to be. Lee his numbers are pretty good too. I think when I checked, his numbers were like, what did he have? Like a 741 OPS. And again, I know that's not perfect, but he was scuffling there for a while. Yeah, 732. So like Ramos has been kind of what you think he's going to be, around 750. Devers in the 850, Adamas 730, 740. And I think Adamas is about that guy. Although, he hits a lot of home runs, and that's exactly what he's done this year. So his his OPS is 743 this year, 793 the year before, 717 the year before, 756 the year before. His first year with the Brewers was his best, and he was 887, but that was only 99 games. So I think Schmidt has turned into a pretty nice second baseman. He had a really nice play last night in the 8th inning to close it out. So maybe another bat, back end arm, and one more pitcher, because I'm not, man, it seemed like for a little bit there, like at least the Giants have young pitching. At least they have young pitching. Pippi, come on, give it a rest. They have Harrison. They have Wynn. They have Wizenhunt. Like, they got all these dudes that are gonna like be in the majors, and now just go get some bats and they'll be fine. And really work out. Harrison, as everybody knows, is gone. Bye-bye to Boston. Has anybody seen him there? I have not seen him in Boston. I don't think he's there. Wizenhunt, 5 games, 5.01 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. Not great. And didn't look great. He needs a third pitch. You can't, unless your changeup is incredible, and his apparently is, although I left a few up, but your fastball better start hitting 98. His is 95. He needs a slider or a curve, one or the other. He just does. And like, it doesn't have to be a great pitch, but it's got to be a pitch you can use. It's got to be a pitch you can show the opposition, and they'll respect it. So I think like Black didn't pitch much this year. Wynn didn't pitch much this year, so he was like 10 innings, and looks like he's sent back to Sacramento. So I guess he was. Let me see. When's the last time he started? Let me get his game log here. He started. He didn't start. Oh, he's been coming out of the bullpen. That shows you how much I've been keeping up with the Giants. I've been kind of here or there with him, but he's been in the bullpen for a good while. And so he got August 16th is when he was back, and he has not been special. So what are you gonna do? But again, that's something that you thought for sure you had in your back pocket, that they had starting pitching, they had young pitching. They don't. They got Webb, they got Ray. Verlander's actually been pretty good, and Roop was the guy that you didn't think much of. It's like, okay, you got those 3 guys, and then Roop's actually been pretty good this year. Oh, Birdsong was the other guy that I was blanking on, and Birdsong was good until he stopped throwing strikes, and so he couldn't throw strikes. What was the last game he pitched? July 21st at Atlanta. 4 walks. My man in 4 starts had 17 walks. 17 walks in 13 innings, and they say send him down. But, that's your future. Don't forget the pitching is the future. And it hasn't been. So, another back end bullpen, and pray to God that your young staff starts to round into form. That's what you need. That's what you need. The Dodgers could have been had this year. Dodgers have been good, but Dodgers have not been special. I don't know if you saw last night. Ohtani, 5 innings, no hit ball. Bullpen comes in, fire. And not like fire as in good fire. I'm talking like fire as in we burn the house down fire. Damn. We're up 3-0, 4-0, then down 5-4, then tied at 6, and then give up a 3-run jack in the 9th inning against the Phillies. So, and Phillies are trying to catch the Brewers right now. I think they're 1 game behind the Brewers for best record overall, because that's usually a game I would have been all over. I would have taken the Dodgers last night. Always bet against a team the day after they clinch, but not anymore, because if you're going for the number 1 seed, you're going to keep playing. And they kept playing and they kept winning. So the Dodgers right now are 84-67 with 11 to go. So again, for the Dodgers, they might get 90, 91, 92. They could have been had this year. Padres 82-69, 11 to go. They'll probably end up high 80s. So like this was a year that it was there for you. It wasn't like, oh man, we're so much worse than those teams. They could have competed with the Dodgers this year. You can't look at the Dodgers this year and the Giants this year and go, oh, they're so much better. They're not, especially with all the injuries the Dodgers had to deal with. You look at the Padres, and clearly if you watch the Padres play the Giants in a game they actually play against each other, you're like, they cannot compete. 2-10 against the Padres. Padres owned them this year. But, you look at this team, and while it's not a murderer's row, you could win with Chapman in the middle of your order, and Devers in the middle of your order, and Adames in the middle of your order, and Ramos at the start of your order. I'd still like to see Lee be a leadoff hitter at some point. I think that would certainly help the lineup. But this is not a offense that you look at and go, oh, they can't score. It should be a better offense. So, got off to a great start, hit a long lull, got hot at the end, and looks like they're just going to come up short. Still breathing. So I read yesterday the Warriors have upped their offer to Jonathan Kuminga. I guess it's 3 years, $75 million, but they still have the team option after the second year. Or it's 3 years, $18 million a year, so 3 years, $54, fully guaranteed. So here's what the Warriors want. They want the ability to trade him, not give him the ability to have the option, and do, like, if he goes off this year and then just opts out and signs a bigger deal the following year, they want to be able to trade him. But they also want to sign him to a large enough deal to where they can trade for other big-time players. And I don't want, like, other as in Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, not other as in Jonathan Kuminga. But his salary will be close enough to their salary that maybe you could throw in another piece or two and come up with a guy that makes $35 million. Like, you throw him and just to pick a name, Moody, who makes 13 a year, 25, 35, that's $38 million. You could probably get a pretty nice player for $38 million. So that's the way they're looking at it, but they don't want to be tied to Jonathan Kuminga at $25 million a year. If I'm Jonathan Kuminga, I'm doing exactly what Jonathan Kuminga has done. I'm not going to give you the option to control my fate. I want to have that option. And his agent said as much. If they turn the team option into a player option, we would have signed already. We get this thing done. Get it done. So it's coming up. I got to look at the exact date. I think it's like early October when he has to make a decision, whether he has to take the qualifying offer or, I mean, think about this. The Warriors have signed nobody. Like, nobody. Nobody's on the team. Yeah, the guys on the team last year and the guys that left, they're just like, I guess, just let me know. Al Horford, let me know. Give me a call. Let me know what's going on. Melton, yeah, just let me know. Just call me. Let me know what's going on. I hope the one that I kind of feel like, I hope Gary Payton second gets taken care of. Because I don't know. I mean, if they go up to 25 on Kuminga, I don't know how much room they're going to have. Will they have room for all three of those guys? I don't know. And I usually don't follow the salary cap stuff. I'm not the best when it comes to like salary cap guru type crap. It just bores me. It's too much stuff. NBA, too much dumb stuff that you're trying to figure out. So, yeah. So that's where the latest on Kuminga. It's kind of been what it's been all summer long, right? Rocket New Era said October 1st. Could be. He said October 1st, right? I don't know. I don't know. Sounds good. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with October 1st. If I cared, I guess. He also asked, is there an animal that I won't touch? Snake, spider, tarantula, bugs? Probably not. I'm not afraid of animals. I'm okay with animals. Again, if the animal's not going to harm me, I'm not going to harm the animal. I'm good with animals. But I'm also like not the guy that like is going to, protest against hunting as well. Like if you're a hunter and you got a permit, then do your thing. I don't know that I would do it. Probably not. But you want to do it? We're good. October 1st. Okay, that is correct. It's amazing because what we always do. I mean, obviously we have Google. So what me and my buddy always do, my buddy Steve, whenever we ask a question, one of us will look at the other and we'll like a question we don't know. One of us will look at the other and we'll say, if only there was a way to find these things out. God, that'd be so great, wouldn't it? Google has everything. All you need. You don't need to wonder anymore. You're not, God, I really wonder what the situation. Google. Boom, you're good. You don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. So there you go, October 1st. And yeah, animals, snakes are good. I don't know that I'd own a snake. There was a neighbor when I was younger in Lakewood, owned a couple pythons right across the street. And he would feed them live chickens. And that was a little hairy. But those snakes, man, they'd coil up, get that little U-turn in their neck, and then just whap. And oh my gosh, just grab that chicken feathers flying everywhere. And all of a sudden, wrap that thing up and toast. Went over there one time, held the chicken out, snake. Whop! Oops. Got the hand. Busted his hand. I was like, I'm going to go home now. Well, I was like 12. I got to go. I think my mom called me. I mean, he was like, you want to talk about a yell. I don't know if it was a scream per se, but he let out a yell because that snake was on that hand. Chicken was super pumped for the time being. I think chicken was flying around, running in the garage, wherever they get garage. And then that snake was latched onto his hand. Now, the snake didn't know that was its hand. It just knew that it landed on something. And you want to talk about tough? It is not easy getting a snake off your hand or anywhere else for that matter, I assume. That snake locks in, rough. I think he had to call his brother, or I forgot how he got it on, because you can't pry it open because your hand's in its mouth. So you're like, So yeah, that was kind of gnarly. But yeah, I'm okay with snakes. I don't necessarily want to own a snake. Like I like pets that you feel like the love you give them is reciprocated. Sometimes more than you want. Gotta be honest. Like I like it, but sometimes you don't mind if they. Bro, what is up with you? I know. No, come on. Let me finish. No, we're not done. We're not done. Still got some NFL to talk about. Yeah, I know. You want to just chill, okay? Just give me like another 20 minutes or so. Okay? No, come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. Look at the cats. Cats are giving me. No, stop. That's I swear to God. Oh my God. Did I get any good beers? Nah, I told you. They're not. There's no good beers in New Orleans. I did find a local brewery. Nah, it wasn't hidden. Again, I'm spoiled. Look what we get out here, right? We get Bear Bottle, Field Work, Russian River, Cellar Maker, Humble Sea, Sante Darius, Faction. I mean, it's just, you trip and you found a good beer. You just trip and find a good beer out here. You ain't tripping and finding a good beer out there. Although they do in New Orleans make it perfectly clear that, hey, you can drink on the sidewalk. Drinking in public's encouraged. Like, yeah, I know that. I know. Thanks. Oh my gosh. Hey, come on now. I'm gonna just we're just gonna do this then. I'm gonna make you climb up there. See, here's the problem: is usually when I'm talking, she thinks I'm talking to her. So, but I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you. Well, I'm talking to the. I'm actually talking to a picture of myself, which I hate, but I'm talking to you. But she thinks I'm talking to her, but I'm not. So she's like, "Oh yeah, let's go." No, come on. We got 2 hours. You're not even close to lunchtime. We're just not close to lunchtime. So, anyway, uh, no, Lou does not need a lager. Lou needs no beer, no style, no lager, no pilsner, no IPA, no pale ale, no stout, no porter, no amber, no Belgian, no wit beer or vit beer. Just none of that. No barley wine, no session beers, no nothing. And so yeah, if you're going to New Orleans, don't the beer. Yeah, go get the just get the Hurricanes. Call it. They're the hand grenades, and do that. And so, yeah, lay down. So yeah, there you go. I think that's about it on the Warriors. And we'll get to it. If you guys have any questions on the Warriors, or if you have questions on Lou, whatever you guys want to get to, we can do that. Niners take on, and we'll get into this a little bit more too. Niners take on the Cardinals. I talked to Brent Jones about that. And before we get to the Niners, can we get more quarterbacks injured in the NFL right now? You just want to keep quarterbacks upright. It makes the product so much better. Like when you're turning into a Bengal game now. And look, Jake Browning's not bad. He actually had some decent gains for the Bengals and won them a lot of games a couple years ago at the end of the season. I think he started the last 9, may have won 7. Like he played pretty well. But it's not Joe Burrow. So he's out. That's the big one. Because he's, a top 4 quarterback, maybe even top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Like Joe Burrow is just a stud. And that's the identity of the Bengals. Burrow, Chase, Burrow, Higgins. That's your identity. I know Hendrickson's a stud, but their defense isn't the identity. The identity is the offense, and the offense is those 3 guys. You're taking out the main cog. So that sucks for Bengal fans too. I get excited come football season. I don't get that excited for a team. Although I've told you I'd like to see the Niners win. I'm not a diehard Niner fan. It doesn't kill me when they lose. I'm not a member of the team. By the way, there was that guy at the Superdome. The guy that thinks he's on the team and is actually helping the team win. I stood up most of the second half Seats were good too. Thank you, Sarge. My buddy Bob Sargent with the Niners, and his guys helped me get tickets for the game. Good seats, but I was like standing up. The seats were little, like didn't have a lot of leg room, so sat the first half, some of the second half, and then stood up. And up at second half, there was these seats at the very back where you sit up, and they got the high chairs, and it's kind of roped off, so to speak. So they got their own little section. And there was one guy in that section, like every time Niner get a first down, every time Niner get a stop or whatever, he'd high five everybody, then walk back and high five everybody, and then high five the people behind, and then high five other people behind. That was the guy that thought he was like part of the team. Everybody, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. Not my thing. But every team has a few of those guys where you're like part of the team, and you like feel like you're integral to the team's success. So you just go ahead and let it rip. But yeah, the seats were good. At Superdome, much better than I thought it was going to be. So it was, excuse me, it was pretty cool. So where were we? Burrow out, Fields out with a concussion, Purdy out with the toe, Daniels out, possibly. Not sure on that one yet. Said he had a sprained knee. They're still kind of looking into whether he's going to play or not. I don't think they've said or not. They may not say until game time. Who else is out? Maybe Ogden will put him up on the screen for me, but I could probably go to the NFL standings and figure out who's playing, who's not. Oh, I do have to get to this. Did you see Tua yesterday? Speaking of quarterbacks, did you see Tua? What Tua said about Josh Allen? I'm going to paraphrase here, but it's Tua being asked about Josh Allen. What do you think about Josh Allen? And of course, he talks about his arm. He talks about his ability to run, how dominant Josh Allen is. And then he said, like, I can't do half the things he does. And I thought, he's right. He's self-aware. I don't want him to say it. I want my athletes to have irrational confidence. I want them to be Draymond Green. I want them to think they're the best guy on the court, period. And Draymond does a lot of times. And Draymond, not defensively, because he is great defensively. That is an irrational confidence. That's just, I'm a bad MFer. And he is. But offensively, some of the stuff he used to do, he doesn't do it as much anymore. It's like, bro, what do you do? Oh. Then he yells at the bench, you can't leave me open. It's like, well, yeah, we can. But there were a couple years they couldn't. He was pretty good from deep a few years, but he had irrational confidence. Like he believed in himself a lot more than people did, especially early on. They didn't believe him, and he believed in himself. And look where he is now. Going to be a Hall of Famer in my estimation. So you have to have that irrational confidence. And if I'm Tua, yeah, I mean, of course, we all get it. You're not in the same class as Josh Allen. It's not even close. And yeah, you can't do half of the things he does. I just don't want to hear you say it. You don't even need to address it. You could have just said, like, he's incredible. Josh Allen's incredible. The things he can do with his feet, the things he can do with his arm. I mean, he's one of one. Leave it at that. You didn't even need to bring yourself into it. But you did bring yourself into it. And then you just said, yeah, I can't do half those things. You know who I should have nicknamed? Lou, you know who you should be? You should be Ed Hockley. You have about it. You love the camera as much as Ed Hockley loved the camera. For those of you who don't know, he was the official that everybody used to call Guns. The NFL, massive guns, like just huge guns. We always used to say he loved to call holding calls because he could squeeze his bicep. Holding, offense, and then he'd like keep it flexed. And then wear the tight sleeves and everything. Yeah, I should have called you Hockley. That's actually a pretty good name for a dog, Hockley. She does. She loves her screen time. So, but yeah, I do. If you don't have the irrational confidence, okay, whatever, but I don't need to hear you say it. I don't need you to be that self-aware in front of the media. Be a badass. Say he's great, but I'm going to be better on Sunday. Then we could all laugh and say, what are you talking about? I'd rather have that. I'd rather have somebody that goes off the rails in their belief of themselves. And look, you might get cracked for that too, but to me, that's better. That's better. It's almost like, yeah, man, can't even do half those things. Yeah, damn. It's like, what? You got a game Thursday? I like a game tomorrow. Let's go. Let's go, young man. Snap out of it. We need you. We need you tomorrow. Believe in yourself. Bills are good. Colts good. Daniel Jones. What the hell's going on there? Cam Ward, rookie. Rodgers still healthy. Drake May had a pretty decent game last week. Fields is out. Mentioned that concussion protocol. I've told you what I feel of Baker Mayfield to 180. I'm all about Baker Mayfield now. Geno Smith, hell of a performance against the Chargers. Not great. I mean, even Pete, who doesn't really call guys out, kind of quietly called him out when they were talking about him taking deep shots and throwing the ball up. And he's like, I thought we made our decisions a little too quick. We could have thrown it underneath, kind of kept moving the ball, but we decided to take shots and they weren't there. So we're going to have to discuss that and talk about that. That wasn't great. So they're playing the Commanders. I told you Daniels sprained knee, not sure what's going on there. Stafford still upright, 2 games in. Here we go. That'll be the game of the weekend. Rams at Eagles. Let's see if Jalen Hurts can throw for like another $1.25. What has he thrown for so far this year? Has he even gone over 250? That's it. 253. 253, quarterback rating of 88.5. And he has no picks. You know what else he has? None of touchdowns. No touchdowns, no picks. 34 for 45 for 253. Wow. Like, wow. And 2-0. Penix is upright. Bryce Young is upright. Burrow, we just mentioned, going to be out 3 months. Brutal. JJ McCarthy, the other one that's out. He'll be out 2 to 4 weeks. I think that was an ankle. CJ Stroud in. Remember when everybody thought CJ Stroud was like, oh, this guy's it. This guy's it. This is why I say give it a couple years with quarterbacks. For those of you that remember listening to me, I was talking about Brock Purdy. Like, give him another year. Give him another 8 games. Give him another 6 games. Let's go. Let's see Brock Purdy continue to do it. Don't ever fall into the trap of watching a guy play for a year, half a year, and go, oh, he's it. Like, I'm not even sure Jaden Daniels is it yet. Not even sure. Jaden Daniels might be it, but I'm not sure. And yes, John, you're right. Sean Hockley is. I think Sean Hockley was officiating for the Big 12 a number of years ago. I think he's in the NFL now. Denver, Chargers, both those guys are good. Are not good, but they're healthy. Nix is healthy. Herbert's healthy. Love is healthy. Flacco healthy. Texans was playing Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is healthy. Remember, everybody thought he was good too. Remember, everybody thought the first year, at least the number 1 draft pick was really good in this draft. That might be an 0 for 5 draft. An 0 for 5 draft. Remember early on, people thought Wentz. Oh, Wentzzy poo. Oh, look at this. Wentz is incredible. RG3, look at that. Oh, yeah, RG3, we're good. Oh, Marcus Mariota. Jameis Winston. Now, you go on and on about quarterbacks that everybody thought was good early on or good after their first year. And no. Shut up, Ogden. Trevor Lawrence is like average. He's missed a ton. I'm not saying Brian Thomas Jr. is helping him out, and a little effort by BT Jr. might be appreciated, but I've watched some of their games. He's been off on a lot of throws. Great hair though. No doubt about it. But look, as I said yesterday, or with Brent, that was the wrong year to trade up. to get a quarterback. You are going to go wrong either way. Maybe Lawrence could have hit. Maybe he still will. The rest of them toast. Wilson toast, Lance toast, Jones. We'll see. Fields. Yeah, I guess we'll still see, but so far no good. Knicks healthy. Herbert healthy. Rattler healthy, but who knows for how long he'll be playing. Darnold good to go. Kyler, Purdy out. Jones in. Prescott still standing. Williams still standing. Mahomes good to go. Russell Wilson good to go. Goff good to go. Lamar good to go. So it's about 4 or 5 quarterbacks that are dinged up already. And so, before we get to comments and all that, and I've taken a lot, but we can do more too. And not really anything new going on in the Kawhi situation. I still think it's going to be tough to prove, even though it might be one of those things we all know that they gave Kawhi money on a side deal through the company Aspiration that Bomber invested in. I think there was a guy, Dennis Wong, a minority owner that invested money in it. So, I mean, look, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So you might know something. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to prove it. And maybe the NBA won't even look that hard. I have no idea. Just Kawhi is a weird dude. He's just a weird dude. Well, why can't you do something? Why can't you show up for an event or just sit there? You don't even have to do a lot. Just do a little. If you just do a little, then they have nothing here. But it was a no-show. You didn't show up, and they funneled money. I look up, of course, my son. Trevor Lawrence, this is like his line. Trevor Lawrence is not a leader of men. I'm not sure why that's always a line. Thank you, Wes. Are you on lunch break? Grief, get to work. Oh yeah. Hey, Wes, while you're listening, there's a little baby rat or mouse here. You need to take care of when you get home. Camila's gonna love it. Oh, you got a new pet. The bunny is gonna be pumped. Bunny is gonna have a roomie. Bunny and baby rat. There's no way this baby rat's surviving. I mean, I'd like to see it survive, but it ain't happening. Or maybe I don't know where to put it. Where's the mom? So, you want my thoughts on the rivalry jerseys? Here's my thoughts. Why do they have to? Why are they called rivalry? Why NBA does this? Statement jerseys, rivalry jerseys, constipation jerseys, insinuation jerseys. Can't you just come home and away? No, you can't, because there's 4 of them now, and every year I get it. Look, you got to sell merchandise, you got to move merch, and so let me pop this in here so I can get a closer look at it, because I'm not a huge jersey guy, but I want to look at it. Is it the black one with the red, or is it different? 25, 26. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a picture image. Let's see. Image. Can you pop it up, Ogden? Is this it? Is it the black one with the red? I mean, I hate black jerseys to begin with. So let me put it up there for you. Is that it? For those of you that are looking, is that the rivalry jersey? I don't know. It doesn't look. That looks old. It says 2025 rivalry collection limited jersey. Okay, yeah, he said. Yeah, that's the one. No, I think it's kind of garbage. I don't like black jerseys. I'm tired of black jerseys. Everybody has a black jersey. How about this? How about you're the Niners? You're red, gold, and white. Make a jersey out of that. Use your colors. I'd even go gold jersey. That might be sick. gold jersey, red helmet, gold SF on the side. Like, if you want to go out there, just go out there. Just go crazy. Just go crazy. Go crazy. I mean, like, you get gold, you got red, you got white. Like, those are great colors. Those are, like, I love those colors. You don't need to throw black in there, but everyone does. Everyone wants, that's it. Everyone wants to black. Hey, let's make a black jersey. Now, you know why everybody does black jerseys? Because people buy black jerseys because black jerseys go with things like black t-shirts do. Yeah, the coordination's pretty easy with black and white. As you may have come to notice, I like wearing white t-shirts. Don't have to worry about what the rest of the outfit. I don't care. It's going to be shorts, socks, shoes, what a hat. Doesn't matter. I got a white t-shirt. White t-shirt goes with everything. There is nothing a white t-shirt does not go with. Pretty much the same as black. Black goes with everything. You wear black with anything. And people like black. They like wearing black jerseys, black shirts. That's why everyone, and there's a reason why everyone has a black jersey. Warriors have a black jersey. Giants have a black jersey. At least they have a good reason for it. Niners have a black jersey. I think the Sharks still have I don't know if they have a black jersey this year. I think they do. Although the old school teal unis the Sharks wear, those are, love those. Love the old school teal. They were one of the first teal unis out there. And then everyone went teal. Everyone like, hey, teal's cool. And then teal stopped being cool because everyone was doing teal. It's like, no, stop. Teal ain't that cool. Teal was cool kind of because people didn't use teal. And then everyone started using teal. Sharks hit teal. I wore the Charlotte Hornets hit teal. I can't, but all of them. There's so many teal uniforms. But yeah, I'm not down with those uniforms. I'm not down with those uniforms. I think you could do better. I think you could do better with the colors you have. I think red. Thank you. I think red, gold, and white. You can come up with something. You come up with something. I mean, hell, you could even go gold tops, white bottoms, red numbers or white numbers. How about gold, white numbers, white bottoms? Like, how about a red? You go red helmet if you want to. I mean, look, the classic looks are classic for a reason. They're the best look. They are the best uniforms. But this is about money. What do you want to? You want to buy something different? We got new fans. We got younger fans. Like, younger fans don't want to wear what older fans are wearing. That's circle of life type deal. Like, you don't want to wear what your dad's wearing. You don't want to wear what your mom's wearing. Hell, you might not want to wear what your older brother's wearing. You want to do your own thing. You want to have your own jersey. You want to have your own look. You want to go off script, go off the board a little bit. I get it. Like, I understand it. Then you want to give them an option. Kit, what are you doing? Are we really going to jump on the house? Yep, going to jump up on the house. All right. I wish I could show you Kit right now. Kit, I had to take to the vet a few weeks ago. She had fluid in her lungs because she had an infection that we didn't know about. So took care of the fluid, drained it, took care of the infection, given cats medication. Oh, man, that'll brighten your day. That is good stuff. Cats love medication. So, but she's back to being herself, except she has a shaved side and like a shaved bracelet on her wrist. Now she's back to just rolling around, but it looks funny that she has a shaved side where they had to shave her to drain her lung. So, but she's doing okay. She's doing good. But yeah, I want the old school uniforms. I like the classic looks. Like, I like Alabama's uniforms. I like Penn State's uniforms. I like USC's uniforms. I like Notre Dame's uniforms. Hate Notre Dame. I like their uniforms. I like Texas's uniforms, Oklahoma's uniforms, Miami's orange uniforms, all the ones I grew up watching. Although those are the ones I grew up watching. And so, like, in the NBA, to me, it should be Lakers are gold at home, purple on the road. That's it. Gold at home, purple on the road. Warriors should always have the yellow city jerseys. Always. Sorry. I don't care what you add. I don't care about your statement jerseys. I don't care about your Stampede jerseys. I don't care about whatever jerseys you have. Always have the cities. Always have the 1970s city look, period. That may be the best uniform in sports. It's a great uniform. It is a great look. The circle, the city, the cable car, the bridge. It's just awesome. Love that jersey. That it if you show up and like they don't have that jersey for that year, it's like, what are we doing? Why do we not have that jersey this year? You got to have the jersey. So yeah, not a huge fan. Again, we'll get to the Niners a little bit on Friday. I'll say the same thing I said with Brent yesterday. Keys to the game: keep Kyler in the pocket, keep him bracketed. Don't let him run around outside. Let the midget man beat you from the pocket. Make him see over the line, and if he's going to scramble, let him scramble up through the middle. And did a new Call of Duty drop this week? That would help. If a new Call of Duty dropped this week, then that would be beneficial. I don't think it did. Yeah, that was the word that Bergie told me. That always go against the Cardinals the week the new Call of Duty drops because he spends the whole week playing Call of Duty. So let's keep an eye at that this year. Does anyone know if there's a new Call of Duty coming out and when it drops? Let's monitor that. Let's see how Kyler does the week that the new Call of Duty drops. Now that would John says in a few week or two. Okay, let's keep an eye on that. You guys out there that follow that kind of stuff, like my son probably follows it. He'll probably know when it drops. Let's see when it drops. And then let's all bet against the Cardinals that week. We'll all bet against the Cardinals the week Call of Duty drops. Now that would be outstanding. Black Ops release date November 14th. Okay, so we got about 6 weeks for that. Okay. So let's make sure we come back to this. Circle back to November 14th when Call of Duty drops, and then we will. Okay, Max is saying there's no updates for Call of Duty, so he's locked in. But I think Ogden just said November 14th Call of Duty. I don't know. You guys better figure your shit out. You two better get on the same page. All right, so let's take a few comments if you want. We'll get to a few questions before we get on out of here. I gotta try to figure out how to do it this little wild rat / mouse. I'm gonna take it to the pet store and figure out what I can do. So anyway, get a little dropper. Get a little dropper and feed it. Yes, I did run an attack. I was moving, so I didn't really stop to say hi, and I just so my apologies. But yes, we boarded our Southwest flight back to the Bay. Awful flight for me. I could not get comfortable on that flight. Going was fine, and we even stopped. We stopped in Denver, picked up my buddy and my brother, and then we all four went together. So a lot of Niner fans on the flight, but man, I just could not get comfortable on this flight. Left ass cheek was falling asleep. My leg was falling asleep. Foot was tingling the whole flight. I couldn't log on to the internet, so I couldn't scroll. Usually I like to go on to The Athletic and just read stories or catch up on what's going on around the world of sports. And The Athletic's a pretty good place to do that. And I just couldn't. And I brought a book, and I wasn't totally into it. So anyway, yeah, what are you going to do? So, and yes, although Southwest although the plane was nice, but I don't know. Southwest like every other airline now, right? Changing with the bags and changing with the assigned seating and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. What are you going to do? All right. Any other questions before we get on out of here? We'll be back on Friday with Dennis, and I'll see if Bob wants to join us on Friday. Maybe go over 3 or 4 college football games. Oh, why are you so hyped up? We're not, you're not even close. So might have to get her some pumpkin. That's what I get her now. No calories, just fills her up. Although she is eating in like an hour. Although I got to go get Camila here in a couple minutes. Gotta go pick her up. All right, very good. I will talk to you guys Friday. Everybody have a lovely day. Stay hydrated out there. Still a little warm. A low to prep. Nah, I don't even know what you have, but stay hydrated out there. And I will see you guys again, or talk to you again on Friday. See you guys.